Mm, I'm moving through it. I'm moving through something. So I recognize I made a commitment. I make these commitments to do things in life, such as DJ my very first ecstatic dance. And so I made this commitment knowing that I was short on preparation time, and there was something within me that was like, no, like I can do this. And then the last couple days, I have 2 more days to prepare, and it's on Wednesday. Today's Monday. And I woke up this morning really not feeling well. Like the last 2 days, I haven't been feeling well. And I only started preparing for this show, you could call it, on like Wednesday or even Tuesday. And it's as if I want to please and show up when I say I'm going to show up, because if I don't, then I feel like I let people down. And if I feel like I let people down, I feel like I let myself down. And when I let myself down, I don't love myself. I don't look at myself like, hey, you let me down, but I love you anyways. And so that's what's coming through right now that I wanted to share, was that you're allowed to let people down. It doesn't mean we should intentionally do it, but even if you unintentionally let people down because you are not feeling well, you're still lovable. You're still worthy. You're still allowed to feel loved and to have a sense of well-being. Like, there is this part in myself that is struggling to find self-forgiveness because I can't show up for the commitment that I had taken responsibility to do, right? I took responsibility to show up and do this dance, to do this show. And 2 days prior, I'm like, oh shit, I can't do it. And I mean, I could really try and force myself, but that would be going against what I really need right now, which is rest. I've had a headache for 3 days. Like, I don't feel good. I really don't feel good. I'm looking fine, but I really don't feel good. and it varies. Like this morning I had like nausea, and I think it's just my body communicating with me, like, we just need low commitment, low stress, and just less. We just need less right now. And I knew that when I took when I took on the dance, I knew that I took a date that was too soon. And by not honoring that little voice that was like, you should do the next one, not this one. Give yourself a month, not 2 weeks. And I didn't. I was like, no. Like, I can do this, because the part of me that thinks it's lovable is when she pushes and pries beyond her capacity, when she strives and hustles and grinds even when it hurts herself. And it feels like now I'm coming into the place where I am embodying a sense of self-worth that doesn't require me to suffer to be worthy or forgived or loved. And so I thought this was a fun topic to share about, because I'm witnessing this come up in myself. It comes up a lot that I'll commit to going to something or an event or or doing something for someone, and then I just like, my cap hits out of nowhere like a train, and I'm just like, I can't. And then I feel like I let everybody down. And so when I listen to that, ugh, I let everybody down. And now I feel shame. And I'm shaming myself because I let everybody down. And in that process of shaming myself because I feel like I let everybody down, I'm letting me down. Because I'm saying, because you let everybody down, I'm going to shame myself instead of give myself the unconditional love that is actually required when we're feeling these things. It's a really interesting thing when we dive into the depths of our emotional body, our pain body, our emotional being, our feelings, because truly that's how we navigate earth, is through feeling and this life experience. But we don't know how to do it consciously. We don't know how to hold a space of unconditional love, even when it's ugly, even when it feels undeserving, even when it's, and I think that comes to the simplest place in which we can learn to truly love ourselves and each other and life unconditionally. That's what unconditional means, right? Like, no conditions, good or bad, happy or sad, negative or positive. And so to come back to like what's going on within me, and I, I hope this is in service in some way, shape, or form by me sharing it, that if you don't feel good, like if you're just not feeling good and you can't even pinpoint why, I keep running into these situations where people are like, well, why can't you? And I'm like, I just don't feel good. Like, it's not really physical. Like, I mean, it's a little bit physical, but like, I just don't feel good to proceed in that direction. And I don't think it needs any more explanation than that. And I think and feel wholeheartedly that if we can learn to love ourselves, even when we're going against what we think is right? Like, I feel like what's right is showing up when you make a commitment. And my being is like, I really don't feel good. I really don't feel good. I really don't feel good. And I'm learning what's truly right is to honor yourself is the greatest act of self-love, and is actually the greatest act of love for the entire world, because when you show up for you, you can fill your cup that can then overflow and fill up everybody else's or the world or whatever you want to pour your cup into. But until you learn to fill your cup, you'd have nothing to pour from. And a lot of us are pouring from empty wells. And I suppose I'm really, truly trying to learn how to live a life that isn't pouring from an empty well, that is truly in alignment with having that ability to both honor where you're at truthfully and also learning to love yourself unconditionally in that process, and the process itself, learning to love the process itself unconditionally, which is recognizing a moment like this where I feel this tenderness, I feel this uncertainty, I feel this shame, like I've let people down. And then feeling that like I've let myself down in doing so because I'm going against what I've been taught to believe is right, which is to show up when you say you're going to show up or follow through on your word. And there is an importance to that. Yes, 100%. But if it goes against honoring what you truthfully need in this moment, which for me is really like this fuzzy sweater and a fuzzy blanket and a cup of tea and a hot blanket on my back and maybe a bucket nearby because I feel a little bit nauseous, that I'm not going to force myself into a box or to my desk or to my equipment where I know I'm just going to like struggle trying to do whatever I'm trying to do. And in turn, probably not get much done anyways because it's not coming from a place of inspiration or creative flow. It's coming from a place of I have to because if I don't, it's coming from a place of fear because if I don't do this, this will happen. Or if I don't show up for work, I won't make the money to pay my rent. And then I'll lose my house. And then this, and then that. You know, it's like, but the funny thing about life is when you get to this point of truly honoring what you need, life meets you halfway. And so in this process of me giving myself the total and complete unconditional love for the restoration I need, even when I feel shame, even when I feel like I've let myself down and I'm letting people down and or whatever that is for you, you know, even when you feel like you're going against what you believe to be right or what you value, simply by honoring what you need in this moment. That's saying even when life expects me to be more, or someone in life expects me to be more, or the job or society or whoever expects me to be more, or God expects me to be more, I'm just going to honor myself unconditionally, because honoring this vessel is honoring God. Honoring this earth body that life gave me when I dropped out of my mother's earth portal. What is the better thing that you can truly do for anyone, including yourself, than like honoring this vessel and how you feel? Because how you feel is how you experience life. And so if you want to experience a life that's filled with love and bliss and peace and harmony, then you're going to give yourself love, bliss, peace, and harmony, even when you don't believe you're worthy of it. Or even when society has told you that you're not worthy of it and made you believe such a thing, when in reality you're learning to believe that you are worthy, even if everybody disagrees. I'm going to end it on that note. I hope this helps. Love you guys. Have a blessed rest of your day.